Welcome back to the Marquette County High School football preview show presented by the UP Catholic Credit Union, your home mortgage professionals. We're joined now by Marquette head coach Dave LaHillier. Dave, it's a little bit of an up and down season for you guys. 2 tough games against Traverse City. Seems like you're up against that every year.
Yes.
What is it going to take this year to find a little bit more consistency?
Again, just being, we talked before about doing the little things the right way, kind of going back and watching our film from last year. Just small little mistakes that kind of build upon themselves and cause a big mistake in a game. Guys just not, being at the right gap at the right time or squeezing down enough in their spot. So just taking care of those little things, and usually they add up to be big things in a game.
So getting back to those first 2 games, Traverse City, the big schools, one go down, one up here every single year. How tough is it for you guys on a yearly basis to get off to a strong start considering how tough those opponents are?
You know what? I'd rather have it that way. I mean, you want to test yourself right away and see how you compare against, top teams in the state. And, both those teams have been in the playoffs for many years in a row, and it seems like St. Francis is either in the semifinals or finals every single year. So it really gives us a good test. And, last year we lost to them 21-7. And again, go back and watching that film, we got stopped on a 4th and 1, and we didn't stop them on a 4th and 1, which were 2 big turning points of the game. And, again, you change those couple little things around, do some things and clean some things up a little bit, and, the scores, those games can be different. So those are the things we're striving for is, again, being consistent on all those plays.
Offensively, you guys have 2 of maybe the most dangerous playmakers, Ethan Martish, Drew Gale, now entering their senior seasons. How much of a luxury is that for you, and what kind of options do they give you?
Yeah, again, they play off of each other well for the offense in terms of, if you're going to try to double Ethan, you're leaving gaps open for Drew to be able to get through, and if you're going to put a bunch of guys in the box to try to stop Drew, you're going to be leaving Ethan one-on-one some coverage. So it does create some nice advantages for us offensively. But the biggest thing for us, having great playmakers is also we have to have a great offensive line, and that's where we're really, working on getting some of those guys better. We have 3, senior guys that are coming back that are three-year starters and who are the leaders for our offensive line. So they're going to be key to, a big part of our offense also. It's not just the 2 skill guys.
Mm-hmm. Brendan Caskey also in his 2nd year of starting a quarterback. What areas do you think he needed to improve on last year, and what do you expect to see out of him this year?
The biggest thing for Brendan at the beginning of the year last year is just confidence in himself. He was a first-year starter as a junior. Did a nice job when he was a sophomore, but it was his first year starting on the varsity. And you can just see the improvement from him all the way out through the year. He got better and better every single game. He's a great young man. He works hard every single day in practice to get himself ready. And, like I said, he really improved a lot throughout the last year, and then did a great job this summer of being a leader at all the workouts and doing a great job of understanding exactly what we want to do offensively. And so far in camp, he's been really good.
Have there been any surprises so far in camp, maybe young guys that you think maybe could step into some bigger roles?
Yeah, they certainly have to. Like I said, we've got 6 guys coming back on both sides of the ball. And, again, some other kids are going to have to step up, and some of those kids are going to be the juniors. The juniors had a nice team last year. They won the conference and did a really nice job. Had a good record. But again, it's a big step going from JV to varsity. But again, those guys were here all summer, did a great job of working on themselves and getting themselves better mentally and physically ready to play. And they've shown off really well so far in camp.
It seemed like last year the defense improved steadily over the season. It was one of the things you harped on a lot in our conversations. Who are a couple guys that you think really need to be the leaders or the anchors of that unit?
Well, again, like we said, we have 6 guys coming back that really need to perform for us. Starting with our defensive line, we had Alex Canute coming back as a defensive end. Did a really good job for us last year, 3rd-year starter. Josh Alwanek, he had a 3 technique, played all there last year, and played some there as a sophomore also. Bo Zorza is coming back as a starting inside linebacker for us. Again, he's a 3-year starter, and Adam Jenchak at free safety is a 3-year starter. So, we've got some guys back in the middle. We got, big Alex back on the end, which is really going to help us. So again, we're going to be leaning on our seniors again to lead us on the defensive side also.
Looking at the conference as a whole, how do you think it stacks up in terms of difficulty? Who are the teams that could give you the most trouble?
Well, our GNC conference has always been strong and always tough. And again, coming back with, Menominee, they made a great run the playoffs again last year. Escanaba made a great run the playoffs last year, and both those teams are returning a ton of key guys coming back. Kingsford's always in the hunt every year. It seems like either they or Menominee, the ones knock each other off to see who's going to advance. And then having Gladstone back in the conference again is nice. It helps us in terms of trying to find games, obviously, and they're a well-coached team, good, strong team that's always been a competitive team in our conference.
And now that you've had some time to think about it with the changes to the West Pack, Of course, you lose the Nagani game. As you look back, how is it going to affect Marquette maybe now and then in the next couple of years?
Well, they dropped us, so it doesn't really affect us at all. I mean, we just got to find another game. So that's the only effect of us is Marquette, along with all the other GNC schools with only 5 teams in our conference. It's just a struggle for us. You know, I think Hope's got 5 teams out of Wisconsin that Kingsford's playing. Menominee plays 4 Wisconsin teams plus 1 team from downstate. You know, we've got 3 teams from downstate plus a Wisconsin team, so it's just a struggle for us to find games in the UP because there's nobody else that really is going to play any of us besides, you know, so we're kind of locked of playing our conference games, and then we got to find 5 more.
What do you think about the overall health of football in the UP? How strong or what needs to change, or how would you say it is right now?
I think the numbers, for us, our varsity numbers are really strong right now. You know, we had 39 guys come out for varsity. Our freshman numbers are fantastic. We got, 40 freshman football players out, which is a fantastic number. That's the highest we've had in many, many years. The hard part is with some of the smaller schools most of them have dropped freshman football, and now they just have 2 programs, a varsity team and then a JV freshman team. And that makes it a little bit tough on some of the freshman kids because they're going against sophomores and probably not getting as much playing time. So that does make it a little bit difficult in terms of trying to maintain your numbers. But I don't see a big difference in numbers in the UP. The hard part was just all the declining enrollment. You have a lot of these schools now, they're dropping to 8-man football, and again, it's making it tougher for other teams to try to find games and schedule games.
Before we let you go, Dave, we always talk about expectations. Have you set any with your team? What are you expecting this season?
Our biggest thing is just to get better every week. And, right now all we're focused on is doing the little things the right way, work on the fundamentals, and trying to get ourselves ready to beat a very good Traverse City St. Francis team.
Well, Dave, appreciate the time. Good luck this season.
Thank you very much. Good seeing you.